All right, welcome back. Now we have we're calling the add one item function. So if you don't know where we're at, go back and rewatch the first video. And now we're going to start to add the features from our program 4. So what's involved in adding an item? What's involved in adding an item is displaying the food selections and setting the price and then getting the quantity. So we're going to use those functions. I luckily have my functions from my first program: display, set, and add the quantity. So I'm going to take those prototypes and add them to my code right here. These are the same functions. I'm not even going to modify them at all. I'm going to use them exactly as they were already used in my program 4. So let's go get those definitions. I have the set the price, add quantity, and display food selections. So put those function definitions down here at the bottom. All right, so this is my display food selections. I declare the item, display the numbers, get the number, return the number. I pass that number to set price. I set the price, and then I add the quantity to order. So those functions are going to work the same way that they already worked. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to select A. I'm going to call the add one item order function. Go into that function, and now I'm going to call my I have my item number is already declared here. So I'm going to say item number equals display food selections. And then of course, like I always do, I'm going to printf item number is %D. And I'll have an extra thingy there. All right, so I'm going to display the food selections the same as program 4, return, get the item number, print that item number. Then I'm going to use price. I'm going to say price equals, and we have the set price function. So we're going to pass that item number to our set price function. And then we're going to print the price just to make sure that that works as expected. And then our last function is add quantity to order. So the only difference here is that when we pass the price, then the price is going to return a total, right? So if the price is $2 and you want 6 of them, it's going to return $12. What we're going to do then is we're going to assign that price to the value at, this is the value at the item total pointer. This is a pointer. So review pointers. You cannot assign the price to the item total pointer. You have to assign the price to the value at the item total pointer. And then we're going to print that onto the screen to make sure that it's working as expected. All right, so if those 3 functions are working as expected from program 4, all you got to do is add them in here. So let's test it and see what happens. All right, I have something here. I don't know, that doesn't seem to be an issue. So sometimes there's little things in here. All right, if I select A, it's going to give me all of my choices. If I select number 1, all right, then how many do I want to add? 4. So now my item total is My item total is 45.56. My item, now some of you might be saying, why is it printing the item total twice? Well, I will show you. It's printing because here from my main function, I'm printing the item total. Okay, so what I would do to help me understand is I would put here in main. This is being printed in main. This is also being printed in main. And then I call this function, I pass the address of the item total. It goes to the function, item total pointer gets declared and points to that same location. So then we're getting to the value at item total. So I'm printing this inside the function called one item order. You know, and the thing is that I know everybody wants to just do this and get it done and get your points, but you need to understand what's going on here. You need to understand that this is an address and this is getting to the value at. So let's try it again. All right, if I hit A and I hit 1, so my item is 1, I want to get 3 of those. So now my item total inside of the function is 3417. My item total in main is 3417, and my order total is 3714 because I've only ordered one item, but now I can add another item. So I can add number 7, and I want 6 of those. So now you will see it's going to change my my original, you know, my order total was 3417, but now my new item total is 4794, which will then add to my old total of 3417, which will make my new order total 8211. So I can keep adding and adding and adding items. So now we just have to do the other 2 options. If they select N, you just want to reset. I'm choosing to reset everything. So I'm choosing to reset my balance. So I could cancel an order that was already checked out. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that, but I'm choosing to do that. And then I'm just going to reset both the item total and the order total both to 0 as well. I'm going to put them in 2 different lines. So I'm going to reset the item total to 0, reset the order total to 0, and that should reset everything. Then the last thing we have to do is check out. All right, so what happens when you check out? We have our functions. So we already have our functions that we're using for checking out. We have our reload, check for enough, and our checkout. So all we need to do here is add those prototypes and go over here and add the function definitions. If they are working as expected, then we shouldn't have any problem. Just add the function definitions down here. So remember that your checkout is going to make sure that you have enough. And if you don't have enough, it's going to, you're going to call the reload and have enough. So what is it going to pass? You're going to pass the balance and you're going to pass the total, your order total. So this one is not an address. This is just the same function that you had, right? So this is going to be the balance in main. This is going to be the order total, and it's going to return the new balance in main. So this is going to work. If you select C, it should work the same way that the, you just take your balance in main that you had, and you call the checkout function. This is not taking any addresses. You're going to pass it your order total. Is that the first one? Is the first one the, oh no, yes. No, the first one is your balance. So the first one is your balance in main. The second one is your order total. And then you should check out, and then you should have a balance that's left over. So you should obviously print the ending balance here to make sure that is working as expected. I don't need to go over this with you because if you've already done it and you've already done program 4, it should work. If you have any issues, please reach out and get help. And then when you're done, when the user selects Q, you're going to have a balance. Whatever that balance is when the user selects Q, I've already done it for you and it will save it to the file. But again, look at it closely and understand, and then you should close your file pointers. You shouldn't leave them hanging open. It's always a good idea to close your file pointers. Again, I hope that this will help you to complete this assignment. It's just added a couple of features and some practice with files and 2 functions with input-output parameters, but it's really very, very similar to program 4. So please, it's very important to understand how pass by copy functions work and returning things from functions. And it also helps you to transition into input-output parameters.